Welcome to the Baguette Investor channel for a new video. We are back talking about uranium. There is a lot going on. I'm finally back from traveling all the way to the other side of France. So we have already spoken about uranium not so long ago. It was 13 days ago. You can see my pointer here. I was calling for the uranium breakout. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but you can see on the thumbnail that the pattern was very, very, very beautiful, and that the pattern gave us a magnificent signal to enter on the commodity. You have this breakout right there. I was making the video here, and you can see that I was not wrong. My analysis was great. You had a very, very hard event making this breakout more powerful. That was the war in Ukraine that started the big commodity shortage. So there is the price of uranium. This is uranium spot in US dollar, but something's strange with commodities that the price of the mining companies don't move perfectly synchronized with the price of the underlying commodity. I'm going to show you uranium mining companies that are URNM, that are an ETF, and you can see that we're going to take right there, so you can compare a little bit better. You see that the price of uranium really went hard. Went up a lot, but the price of uranium companies is not going as much as the price of spot. So I don't really understand why people are not buying more into uranium mining companies, because technically if the price of uranium goes up, mining companies should make more money and thus be more valuable. So we're going to go over the indexes that track these companies. So this is the uranium mining company. This just tracks mining companies, and this is the uranium sector. So it tracks also nuclear operators and firms that have other thing into the uranium and nuclear energy sector. You can see that I was making a video last time where we had this support right there, and we broke down right there, but fortunately the breakdown was not validated. We made a bottom pattern, and we are now entering in a new bullish phase. I was paying attention to this setup right there, that double bottom setup that you can see like this, and the double bottom setup retested the previous support, but now we are going up and strong. And if you look at on the long term again, always remember to zoom out. You can see that there is a substantial increase in the volume, which means if you have a bullish trend with a massive amount of volume coming in, it usually means that we are at just the beginning of a new bull market. And if you were a Canadian or American resident, you were able to trade the uranium physical breakout. You could see that I was talking about it in the last video right there, and it was possible to buy the breakout right there. In Europe, we have the companies are not the same, and ETFs are very complicated to access in Europe, and the currencies are not the same at all. But what I'm more interested are into the big mining companies. So you have Cameco, which is probably the one you know. Many people are watching this, but I'm looking at smaller companies that have a higher probability of going crazy. But what you need to understand is that all the markets and all the uranium companies are synchronized and move together. If one moment uranium prices start to drop, the prices of all the mining companies are going to drop. Of course, because of beta differences, they're not dropping or moving up at the same percentage, with not the same strength, but they are correlated. Like the correlation coefficient is more likely to be 1 in all the sector. You could see on Cameco, which is the biggest mining company for uranium in the world, you can see we have massive volume. We have a bullish trend, which is very good for us as trend followers. The only bad thing I have as a trend follower is I prefer strong and low volatility bullish trends, whereas this one is a strong but very, very volatile trend, just like you would see on oil. If you want to see what a low volatility uptrend is, that's it. This kind of uptrend is very, very beautiful because it has low volatility. The problem with this one is that it has a little more volatility. But what I'm hoping is that we break this very important level of this resistance on many uranium companies right there. I'm going to try to draw it for you right there. And you're going to see on many uranium companies, you have this level that is going to act as a resistance. People are selling at the moment. The big question is going to be, when are we going to break above these levels? I'm watching two companies that I love the charts. I absolutely love the charts. They're so beautiful. and they're very, 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 very low capitalization stocks. So if anybody buys into this, it's going to make the price move very fast because there are only not that many shares float. You could see that the company is called EL8 Uranium Ltd. It's an Australian company located in West Perth. If I remember well, the Perth is in the west coast of Australia. If I'm not wrong, sorry for if I have Australians watching these videos, I'm very sorry. I don't know Australia very well. It's a little far from France. I apologize. You could see that we are getting out of a massive selling period of a 10-year, a decade of nothing, and we are now maybe you are witnessing the beginning of a new decade of uptrend. Maybe we are at the perfect moment. You had a beautiful entry. Like, these kind of setups are just beautiful. This is where I really like to enter on phases like this. On setups like that, I don't really know how to buy, but this kind of setup where you look at it on the weekly, you see the massive volume, which tells you that big money is investing on this. People are really buying into this. The volume looks nothing like we had on this period. People are really buying like crazy. So either the volume coming from an ETF, like maybe this company is, for example, in an Australian uranium ETF, and people are buying the ETF and the ETF is buying the company, or people are buying directly into the company. We don't know, but what technical analysis is giving us is that we have an uptrend, which means money is being invested into this asset, and you have a nice uptrend, what is a nice uptrend is that when there is a correction, it doesn't last long and the price skyrockets after that. And the lows are higher and higher, lower high, higher high, higher high, higher high, you know what I mean? Like, when the price stops to go up, it does it at a higher price that it was doing it before. So I'm really interested into this company, EL8 Uranium. If we start to see, you could even see it on the monthly. If we start a new months like that, I'm going to be long. This is the 17 days, so yeah, it's a very, very long-term cycle. I'm not in a rush, and I don't think anybody should be in a rush investing into uranium. Of course, the price might take off really fast, but we still have a lot of time before it gets back to overvalued levels. So yeah, and the other one is AG, which is Alligator Energy, which is an even better looking graph. And it's a Australian company listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. And you can see that this is the textbook pre-breakout. Like, you could see the level right there on the close price, or you could see the level right there on the wick price. What matters is that if we start to see strong move up there, I think it's up for a new takeoff. So I'm paying attention to these companies, EL9 and AGE. You could check them with your charting software. And uranium, it just keeps moving. I've been talking about it for 6 months for now. And yeah, I don't think it's stopping. We are here for a long term of bull market. Look at the uranium spot. It has a lot of room to go, and so are uranium companies. Look how much room we have. This is beautiful. That's it. Thank you for following the uranium bull market with me. Hope you are enjoying this. If you are enjoying, I'm good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you. Goodbye.